Go
So,
ahead.
Crimson's here. We're going to talk some Hive. Anybody else that's a Hive person would love to hear from you too. Uh, and if you wanted to screen share anything, you can. I know usually you don't. I'm just going to like put the Hive site on here or something. And we're going to talk about fast, scalable, powerful, the blockchain for Web3,
Heck yeah.
which is a lot of things. It's a whole blockchain, but some of you that might have heard of it probably heard about the blogging area of it, where it's like a Reddit or like a kind of a social network of blogging where you upvoting and commenting, and you're able to earn by interacting early with things, and also for writing. And by the way, I wanted so bad to post this week, but I just couldn't. I have not slept. I have hardly slept this week. But for the next convention, absolutely, we're going to start writing. In fact, I'm going to start writing for Consumer Break semi regularly with every new game we have. I haven't got to it yet. I want to. But Crypto Shots here, he made one heck of an article. Thank you, Sniper. Uh, and yeah, that's awesome. And that was on Hive, and he's earning by it, and so are all the people that are upvoting it and engaging with it. So Crimson Clad. Here, I'm going to share. Let's see. We're going to share this guy here. Boop. And if you just want to introduce and tell us about the blockchain and how to use it, I'm sure there's people here that are kind of new to it. And
Yeah,
welcome
absolutely.
everybody.
Thanks. Yes, we got a great crowd here. That's exciting. My name is Crimson Clad, and I work with the Hive blockchain. And I started out as just an end user, and I've kind of become part of the furniture now. They can't get rid of me. But I'm really, really passionate about blockchain, crypto, self-sovereign, digital freedom, probably all the reasons that you guys have looked into blockchains if you're involved in them. But the reality is when you're out there and you're moving around, you're hearing a lot about cryptocurrencies and that sort of thing, and you often kind of don't understand how it necessarily fits into all of the aspects of your everyday life. Maybe you get the whole magic internet money part, and that's fine, but one of the coolest things about blockchain are some of the things and some of the features that you can use every day in your life. And so when we're here talking about Hive, we're actually talking about not just a blockchain for cryptocurrency in a financial sense, but we're talking about a social ecosystem. And so I'm going to kind of be answering questions and telling you guys a little bit about what that means, because it's really different than a lot of blockchains out there. And it's really exciting, especially if you are trying to find a place where you can meet friends, where you can earn crypto, but also where you can take advantage of a lot of different benefits. How about censorship resistance? For us in this day and age, we're so used to X and Facebook and Instagram owning our data, determining what we can say, what we can post. And for a lot of people, they are writing, they're sharing stories, they're building businesses. Maybe you're trying to become an influencer or a streamer. If for some reason one of those big platforms decides, nah, you said the wrong thing, you did the wrong thing, they can delete your account and everything that you've built up is gone. And so the reason that I always lead with this when we talk about Hive is because what you own, what you create, the posts you write, the people you connect with, that is held inside the blockchain. And it's basically meant that that is shared in the ledger all around the world. Now, if you're a techie kind of person, that means that everybody that's helping distribute the Hive blockchain has a copy of that data and no one can take it away. If you're, not really a techie person, what it means is that if, for example, you were using one front end to post your content, share your videos, your gaming, share your travel photos or your food pictures, and that front end decided to ban you, every other front end website that is connected to the Hive blockchain still has all of that work that you've created. You own it. And anybody that wants to connect to you and that work is protected by the Hive blockchain in that way. So, social fi has been such a big hot topic these days. Everybody's talking about what was the one where you buy each other's keys, big old Ponzi scheme where you just spend some money, think it was Friend Tech, or there's like 5 or 6 of them. And they started out and they went really strong for about a month and they petered out. The Hive blockchain has one of the biggest and best communities in, the crypto space, and it's been going for about 7 years now. And one of the biggest things that we're trying to do is just let more people know about it, because we have communities built around everything. Whether you are, wanting to talk about something in your life, like your cats, or you're a food blogger, or maybe you like to play first person shooters. We're standing here in front of Crypto Shots, and you're going to be able to talk a little bit more and learn a little bit more about that game coming up soon. There are a number of reasons why you might be interested in Hive. So when people ask me, what do you do on Hive? The answer is, what do you do on the internet? Are you a gamer? Are you someone who likes to watch or consume content? Are you someone who likes to produce content? Are you just looking for a message board to, connect with friends around the world? And Crypto Shots has actually been a live first-person shooter game connected to the Hive blockchain for more than 1.5 years now, which is crazy. So there's a lot of things that we really want to take wider into the world and get people to know about. So getting started on Hive is pretty easy, and I'm hoping if there are some of you that are interested today or want to learn more, we will be happy to help you get set up. I'll get you with your account, but we'll talk a little bit more about what that looks like. One of the big things kind of in the back of everybody's mind is, can I earn while I'm doing it? It's fair. It's an important question. And the answer is yeah. It's not going to be like, thousands of dollars falling from the sky, but just stop and think for a second about if you're posting on Twitter right now, or, I guess it's X, if you're posting on X right now, or Instagram or Facebook, and you're just doing that and you're hanging out, maybe you're on Twitch, you're probably not earning anything at all. Maybe you're earning a little bit. Maybe some of you guys are secret giant content creators here, but for the most part, you're not earning anything. Hive allows you to curate content and to earn on the content you produce. Any post you make to the blockchain, someone else can upvote. And that means that they can allocate some of the daily reward pool to you. So if you wanted to start posting some of the stuff that you're just posting now on X, or you want to start writing articles because you found there's a whole group of artists that make art that you enjoy, or maybe you make some, or maybe you want to talk a little bit more about the next Crypto Shots tournament, or maybe you're interested in whatever. There's a community for that already on Hive, and you can join it and you can start kind of getting to know people. The easiest way of thinking about it is sort of kind of like Reddit if every upvote gave you a little bit of money. That's a good way of thinking about it. And while I get that that sounds really, really attractive, it's actually one of the least interesting things going on Hive. That ability to not be censored, to not be deplatformed, to build your own communities that are distributed around the world. You can build your own tokenized websites. You can build things like Crypto Shots. We have a number of different games, including one of the biggest blockchain games in the world, Splinterlands. And probably the biggest thing for those of you who've interacted with the blockchain or any blockchain in the past, sometimes they're pretty slow, and boy, is gas expensive. Fees are expensive. One of the most important concepts of Hive is understanding that if you're going to do social stuff, if you're going to use it a lot, if you're going to talk to friends and like posts and heart things, and I'll answer that question in just a second, Crack. If you're going to be doing that, it shouldn't cost you your assets to use the blockchain. Gas fees don't make sense. Cost per transaction don't make sense. So Hive is actually feeless and it's fast. Transactions on Hive take 3 seconds or less. What that means is for you, if you're moving around and doing social stuff, it doesn't feel slow. You're not always waiting. If you're a builder and you're looking for a place to either put together a community, or you want to build something like a game or a website, Hive is excellent for you because you can build in all common web languages, including just plain old JavaScript. You can, make as many transactions as you like if you power up your stake, and you won't have to pay per transaction. That's a really great option for games, especially because it costs you a lot to onboard users otherwise. And then, of course, the other fun thing is your wallet address is human recognizable. And that doesn't sound like something important until you realize the handle and the identity that you create on the internet. And as you move around social spaces and games and platforms, that's you, right? I'm Crimson Clad everywhere. I'm Crimson Clad on every Web 2 platform. And of course, I'm Crimson Clad here in Web 3. But one of the coolest things is that's also my wallet address. Not EXA592000003X or whatever, just Crimson Clad. It's easy to remember. You could tip me there. You can send me private messages. You can easily use the blockchain for encrypted end-to-end messaging with no fees. Or, of course, you can find me and you can connect, and we can create a relationship, whether that's, following each other, our posts, or becoming friends. And it also means key verified identity. How many times have you heard of, you log into something and a username pops up and it's, I don't know, Mark Hamill saying, hey, it's me. I'm going to do another Star Wars. Can you send me $10? That's a scammer. One of the coolest things about Hive is that if someone is using a username, you can look at the wallet address and it's them. They hold the keys. They're not... that is a user identity that you can recognize. And one of the coolest things is it crosses across everything that the blockchain encompasses. That means today you could meet me here. You could go read some of my posts. You could decide, yeah, she doesn't totally suck. Maybe we'll be friends. And then you could decide to jump into a game of crypto shots with me. And any service built on the Hive blockchain, PeakD, Ecency, DBuzz, Inleo, Splinterlands, CryptoShots, any single website that is built and connected to Hive, I can instantly log in and take my Hive identity, my assets, my friends, my relationships, my content. It's super cool. It's Web 2, but completely supercharged. If you could log into every social media site right now, you know how you do it with your Google account, how your Google account is kind of your master account. You can use that to log in everywhere. Hive has a similar feel. You can use your Hive account to log into any of these front ends. The cool thing is Google can't accidentally get rid of you and your entire history in one fell swoop. Once you're on Hive for as long as you want to be there. So that's a really brief overview. And I know, man, oh man, did I cover a heck of a lot of info in there. But I want to leave some time for us to talk, for us to have some questions, and sort of kind of lead us into what you're most interested about in the blockchain space, what interests you about Hive, and how I can answer some questions. Now, one thing that did come up while I was chatting, I was watching the chat there, and I'm not going to try and say your whole name, man. Cracknack Nork. Amazing. You're asking about downvoting, and so the reality is downvotes do happen, and that's okay, and that's a really weird thing to say, but the reality is for most people, we don't like getting a dislike, right? YouTube took the dislike button away. We don't try and put negative feedback on most platforms because we feel them emotionally. But on the Hive blockchain, downvoting and upvoting are kind of two sides of the same coin. When you're out curating, if we call that, when you go and vote on posts and you're distributing rewards, and everybody has the power to do that. Every stakeholder, any Hive account holding any amount of Hive power can go out and upvote and downvote things, like things, whatever. What happens when these rewards are distributed to posts is that they're open for 7 days. And during that 7 days, the post it gets upvotes and downvotes. And at the end of the 7 days, the blockchain basically calculates and goes, okay, well, based on up and down votes, here's how many rewards are allocated to this post. So the reality is you can't prevent anybody from downvoting, nor can you prevent anyone from upvoting. And what that means is you kind of have a true ecosystem where you get a feel for social dynamics. Now, it does occasionally happen where somebody's a bit of a bully, but usually, and I would say the great sort of aspect of the blockchain is that social rules kind of happen. Most people, start thinking about the way that they treat others when they're like, okay, well, if I'm going to downvote this person, he's probably going to hate me forever and we're going to have a big fight. or, I'm going to be nice to this person, or I really like them. I'm going to throw.
We're going to mute your mics, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Kitty. So the long and the short of it is, when you talk about blockchain and when you talk about freedom in this space, and when you talk about social networks in general, the reality is you want to build a place where people engage genuinely. And sometimes that's not always going, I'm not going to like what you did. I'm going to leave you a little downvote. No big deal. You're going to move on. The blockchain's going to say, here's the calculation, here's your rewards. But the reality is we need spaces where people can disagree. And that is a really important part of blockchain in general, is that I should not be able to stop you from doing anything you want to do. I can choose not to engage with you and not to engage with it. But at the end of the day, the Hive blockchain allows you to do and say what you want. That doesn't mean there's no consequences. A front end could say, woof, you're a jerk. I don't want to show your content anymore. And you know what? You'll have to go to another front end. But we can't stop you and we can't remove your rights from you. And that is so, so important. And it's one of the coolest things about Hive not having a CEO, not having an owner, not having a company that owns this blockchain. It means that people that use Hive are true owners of their own data, of their own identity. And yeah, the identity that they create, whether that's good guy, bad guy, fully, nuanced human, mysterious anonymous person, you're in control of that, and how you behave, you're in control of. But of course, it's a social blockchain and you're engaging with people every day if you choose to do so. And you will find, just like real life, if you start going around and doing stuff that people really don't like, you're probably going to get negative feedback. And in that way, you kind of find that Hive has overall a very positive community. And you will find that a lot of these social websites, unlike the Friendtex or the Star, whatever the hex were out there, instead of just trading on each other's backs and treating each other as exit liquidity, Hive builds strong communities. It builds people that are able to share knowledge, and it honestly builds a lot of friendships. I can say in my 7 years on this blockchain, I have met a shocking amount of people who've become really important in my life and are one of the reasons that I do these AMAs and everything now, because I want other people to be able to use Hive to make their lives better as well. And so it's one of the reasons that, Crypto Shots is here too. He's built a game. Why is it that you should pay fees and, have ridiculous costs on gas costs on NFTs when you can have a fast game where you can have friends that in game, start to meet them, get to read their content, and share an entire ecosystem with them that doesn't cost you every single time you post or make a transaction. That's not social. Hive is social. So I'm kind of going to leave it for, because I think we've got about just under 10 minutes before Sniper's going to take over and start talking about Crypto Shots specifically. But I wanted to kind of open it up to people who might have some questions about Hive, comments about Hive, or, if you want me to talk a little bit about the different types of front ends or different types of transactions, building on Hive, community. If you have questions, I want to be here kind of as the AMA part of this this whole get together. So if you have anything, you could drop it in chat or turn on your mic maybe.
That's right. Totally open. Anybody has anything, throw it in chat and the voice. Thank you for that. Yeah, nice overview. I got here on the screen, this is Peak D. This is one of the sites where you can do the blogging, and you see like right here, like I can hover and say payout will occur in 7 days. And it's a 50-50 split. So let's dive a little more into this and how this works, because anybody can write. Again, I'm going to start sometime, but anybody can create an account and just start blogging. You see articles about anything here, right? Think of this like Reddit,
yeah,
like Reddit. You're going to go in there and you're going to upvote and downvote. Here, there was an awesome article from Crypto Shots about this event. But you see down here, people are upvoting and downvoting. They're hearting, they're commenting, and every one of them says something about the payouts. And it's splitting the payouts. So correct me if I'm wrong on this, because again, I haven't really on hands done it yet. But you're going
Yeah.
the earlier people that upvote something are going to get a higher pay distribution. So it's like it's an incentive for you to find interesting stuff that you think will get more popular from upvotes early. So if you get in there and you're looking for good content and you think it's going to do good, because the period is 7 days, right? So it's only 7 days. And if you get in there early and find it and upvote and engage with it, and then it continues to get more upvotes and gets up there, you're going to get a higher split of the whole thing. So it kind of works all in conjunction like that, which I thought is super neat.
Yeah.
And then 50-50 of it goes to the writer as well.
Correct. Yeah. So I'll touch on that a little bit. And then I also do see some questions in the chat. So I'm going to hit those first. One being, does Hive have a mobile app? Yes. And there's two answers to that. There is, Hive has a couple of different mobile wallet apps. If you just want to manage sort of transactions and assets, Hive Keychain is probably the most well-known one. I use it every day because it really makes it easy for you to log into different Hive websites, Hive connected websites. You can do it from Keychain. It's like MetaMask, except it's safer and doesn't suck and doesn't obviously cost you gas. So you have that. There is a mobile app for that and a browser, but many of our dApps have mobile apps as well. So a lot of the blogging dApps, PeakD has a mobile interface. And just for anybody that wants to download that, one of the easiest ways is to go to hive.io, which is the main site, Hive, Hive, .io. You can get all the official links to any of the things that we're talking about if you want to be extra cautious. But yeah, you can use Keychain, that's a mobile app, but things like games, so PeakD, DBuzz, Inleo, many of the social sites also. Ecency is one of the best and most beautiful long form mobile dApps if you want to start writing. There's a great one called Like2, which is like a prettier, more functional Instagram if you're very photo heavy. So that's a great option for you guys. So yes, there are mobile apps, and there are a lot of mobile first games as well if you want to play on Hive. Now coming through the other question, Jungle Manano asked, what is Hive Power and how to use it? And that kind of ties in to what Breakman was talking about when he was mentioning about curation and kind of how you could earn by not even making content yourself. So when we say curation, you know, in the real world, in meat sack world, probably one of the best ways of thinking about that is when you choose a collection of stuff that you like. You're curating, right? You don't take just anything. You build a collection of stuff that you like, whether that's in a museum or whether that's you put together a Pinterest board or whatever. You're curating. When you're on the Hive blockchain, you can do the same thing with other people's content. I'm going to say I vote this one and this one and this one. I'm curating the stuff that I like, that I think's great, that I hope more people see, or whatever the case may be. So when you're going around day to day and you're just given a like, whether it's a heart similar to Twitter or a thumbs up similar to Facebook, you are actually allocating some rewards. Hive Power comes into play here. And this is one of the reasons that Hive is fast and it's feeless. When you earn Hive, you can choose to power it up. What that means is essentially you can stake your Hive. You lock it up for a period of time, and while it is locked up, it gives you more power to do things around the blockchain. It's kind of like making an investment in the blockchain without spending your money. You're saying, hey, I've got 100 Hive and I'm going to lock them up because I want power to influence the Hive ecosystem. I want to vote for governance. I want to vote for content. I want to have a bigger say. And the more Hive that you power up, the more Hive power that you have, the more of a say you get, whether it's governance, whether it's allocating more rewards. So these are options that you have. And if it is that you just want to interact day to day, you keep a little bit of Hive in your account powered up as Hive Power, and that's what allows you to make transactions for free. Hive Power basically allocates you resource credits. If you want to be a power user and you want to be making tons and tons of transactions all the time, you're going to need to have a little bit more Hive Power than somebody who maybe wants to check in once a day or so. And that's fine. And it's completely and totally reversible. You can unstake your Hive Power and you can get it back and none of it is spent. So that's fantastic as well. So part of the thing about curation and sort of that 50-50 split is when you're going around and you're liking posts, the author is gaining some rewards. On the total rewards of the post, half of that goes back to the people who voted for it. So if you are someone, you found a great piece of content and you want to show more people, then of course you're going to get a little piece of that pie. There is one other thing, and I see that Crack was answered, but Hive does have a stable coin as well. And you've probably heard about these before, and you've probably heard often bad things because some of them out there are tied to the US dollar. Well, that's dumb. We don't care about the US dollar. We care about Hive. So in the Hive ecosystem, we have Hive, which you can stake as Hive power, but we have a Hive-backed dollar. We call it HBD. And the reason that it exists is because obviously cryptocurrency prices change from day to day. And sometimes when you want to buy an asset, whether it's an NFT or a piece of art, or you want to send a couple bucks to your friend for lunch because it's really easy to do that. Maybe you're traveling the world, you're down in Mexico and you want to pay for a cup of coffee with HBD. There are places all over the world accepting it now, and it's super fast. Whatever the case may be, the Hive-backed dollar is always treated as $1 worth of Hive. That doesn't mean it's backed by $1. It means that when you trade that one HBD in, it's worth $1 worth of Hive. So Hive stablecoin is really cool because if you are looking for a way to either make a passive investment, or you're looking for a way to allow you to kind of move funds around easily without having to think of, okay, Hive's 34 cents, so 3 Hive is, 1.001. Forget that. It's easier to say, oh, I'll send you 10 HBD. There's 10 bucks. And when the person is ready, they can trade that in for $10 worth of Hive. That's a really easy way to think about it. But one of the cool things about HBD is it earns interest. And that is something that a lot of people are obviously looking for in our space. Everybody's looking for the next 1,000-time coins. Well, I'm not, but there are many degens out there who want the hugest, most ridiculous sick gains, bro, and they get wrecked. That's not the way that Hive approaches things. You probably get a sense by now that the Hive ecosystem is built for longevity. It's built for a long-term community, real-world usage, and social sort of situations, whether that's financial or just, communication, or for things like fun relationships and gaming. HBD actually can be put in a savings account, and that is the same thing. It would be like going and putting it in a bank that didn't suck. You can put your HBD in a savings account, and it will earn interest over the course of the year for as long as it's in your savings account. And right now, it's pretty tasty. I think the current APR is 20%. That is stupidly high. But it's also not like a gamble out on chain, out on other chains, pardon me. And I think the biggest thing that I kind of want to stress is that is it's non-custodial. And what that means is you do not have to give your funds to anybody else to earn interest. You do not have to trust a sketchy hedge fund. You do not have to sign a weird transaction. You do not have to use a smart contract. You have your wallet and you can move your HBD into savings and it will start earning interest. So for a lot of people, they actually save some of the Hive and HBD they make around the ecosystem and they tuck it away in their savings to grow. And then they can use that, whether they want to cash it out, they want to buy more assets, they want to power up more Hive. That's an option you have, whether you create content or not. So there's a lot of cool opportunities here. And all of them are about basically removing the legacy system that is taking your time, your money, your content, your identities away from you. And Hive is a truly decentralized ecosystem, Web3, that is owned by you, that puts some of that power back in your hands, whether it is for your relationships or your entertainment or your education or your finances. But you are in control. And it's so important to take advantage of that in your life. So I'm going to leave it off here. There was a bit, God's asked about registration providers. There are a couple of different options. Frankly, if you're here today and you want an account, come and talk to me, send me a message, or you can talk to Sniper after this, or You can find me on any of the platforms that are out there, Web 2 or not. You can shoot me a message and I will help you create an account. I will pay the little fee for, creating it. I will delegate you a little bit of Hive to get you started. And if you want to start from there, one of us will get you going. So when you want to create that account, you can do it through pretty much any of the front ends. I recommend eSency is a good one. Or you can choose to pay if you'd like to make an anonymous account. It's usually like about $2 or $3, sometimes less. There are many front ends that allow you to do that. But one of the things that people inside the ecosystem can do is they can use their Hive power to generate an account creation token. I happen to have an okay amount of Hive power, and I would love to create some accounts for you guys and help you secure your keys and get you started. So I think we can leave it. Yeah. Just send me a message on X or wherever it is that you wander around. You can find me on Discord. Easy peasy. And we'll get you started, because I would love to see all you guys joining in our tournaments, streaming, writing content, sharing pictures, just getting to know the Hive community, maybe becoming a builder yourself.
For sure. Thank you so much. That was awesome. And yeah, exactly. If you have more questions, she is now she's also extremely busy and out there traveling the world at conventions. I went with the team to Denver not long ago. It was a blast. But yeah, Sniper here from Crypto Shots. He's also very happy to help. Fifth Spatial is in here, I believe. He's also on Hive. Happy to help. Just like Wax, there's just community people that love to help and would love to get you in there. And also, before we turn it over to Crypto Shots, yeah, you mentioned HBD, Hive Back Dollar. That's actually one of our trivia questions, so maybe that's why somebody asked. But yeah, in fact, we have a consumer break puzzle game. Thanks for partnering with us, and that also has HBD prizes, so you could even get some for free. But as a Hive user, when you're writing on Peak D, yeah, you get allotted a certain amount of Hive daily, so you actually don't even need any Hive to do the engagements, just a minimum amount, and then you would need to have more to do more of it, and then you're staking, right? You're not paying the Hive, you're staking it in order to get the power, so it's still yours. So yeah.
Yes, you never have it eroded by the transactions you make. Like I say, it's kind of it's a little bit like sort of just saying, hey, I'm going to hold stock in this blockchain, except obviously you can't have your stocks slashed by anyone. And when you're ready to remove them, it's not, you don't have the buying and selling aspect. It's basically just saying, hey, I have this much Hive, I'm going to use it to give myself influence on this platform. You're always in control of it. And when you decide to remove it from Hive power, you get all of it back over the course of 13 weeks. And just one last thing, because you totally reminded me while you were chatting there, obviously, NFTOPIA has always been a really like Wax community fun group. One of the things I'd really, really like to do, because obviously there's a lot of reasons why Wax and Hive work really well together, I would love to see, a Wax community on Hive. People always are very tribal about their blockchains, and I'm kind of the opposite. I love Hive the most. Yes, okay, fair enough. I do. But I believe that people should build crypto tool sets that suit what they want to do. And one of the things I would love to see is a Wax community built on Hive, rather than you guys chatting, out and about, or hoping that they don't shadow ban you for talking about Wax on other social media. I would love to see Wax users come and using the Hive blockchain as a place to talk about Wax, talk about crossover projects like Crypto Shots, or we have a number of games that actually, Splinterlands is one of them. Oh, it is. Okay, so there is one already. So Sniper is saying that there is one, but it's super small. So you guys all join.
Yeah, anybody joins. You got some friends over there already. I like it too. And I've been preaching it on streams. I'm all about the sharing the tribalism. Over at Rare Evo, there was no tribalism. I love that. Everybody was all about trying to work together, and that's how it should be. So Hive is another blockchain, like she said, similar to Wax. Different from Wax, but a lot of similar positives, and works well together. So with that, as a little segue, and if anyone has more questions, just holler. You can also even DM in here if you're gonna hang out, Crimson. Yeah, you can DM on here or do Twitter or anything else. But Crypto Shots is here too, and Sniper is the fearless leader of Crypto Shots, and this is one game that is taking advantage of the multi-chain. Uses Wax and Hive. He's got tokens and NFTs on both, and both Hive users and Wax users are playing, which is great. So is your mic on, Sniper? Are you good now?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah,
can you hear
excellent.
me? Awesome. Hi guys.
And he's
Thanks
the
for
one
having me.
that's screen sharing on this wall next to us. So if anybody
That's right.
wanted to watch that in 3D mode like we are, great. But if you wanted to click on it and click zoom, then it'll go full screen and then you'll see it. And I'm still streaming too on Twitch at NFTOPIA. And one last thing before I let you go here, we still have our bounty block contest for our Wax people anyway. Right here, and you only have like 15 more minutes on that. All right, go ahead. Show us what you got there, Sniper.
Yeah, I want to start saying why I decided to build on Hive. As you may know, I built both on Wax and on Hive, and the choice came from the fact that both are feeless. But what's different about Hive is also that it's more decentralized. It's run by the community. And it's very reliable. It never froze.
Yeah. Can I interrupt you one more time,
Sure.
quick? We just got a raid from NFT Gamer TV. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the stream. And we're hanging out at NFTOPIA, bit.ly/NFTOPIA Lite. You can pop in right now. And we're doing an AMA with Crypto Shots and Hive. We're a little behind on the Crypto Shots part. So if you want to come in, go ahead. If not, you can keep watching. And there's lots of giveaways in here too. All right, carry on.
Yeah, I want to say, summarize real quick why we built on Hive. As Krim said brilliantly, it's super fast, usually less than 3 seconds for a transaction to go through. There are no fees, so it's easy for us to send microtransactions, whether that's a liquid Hive or staked Hive, or same for our token, staked token or liquid token. And you can track for free. You just stake some of your Hive. And then at any time you can decide, actually, I want my money back. I use the platform for free. I want my money back. And in 13 weeks, you have the full amount. Every week you get a little bit until you get the full amount. And it's decentralized. It never froze its entire history. Despite that, it's run by the community. There isn't a company behind it running it, and it's super cheap compared to. I believe on Wax it costs like 10 grand to run a node. On Hive it costs $40. So you can run your node on your server, and you can become part of the network, and also be rewarded for it if you gain enough votes for people that stake Hive. It's also there are some funds distributed in the form of a DAO that can help projects become more successful. For example, that's how we got to conventions, thanks to the funds that are reserved in the DAO. There's a rich ecosystem of apps built on it, so blogging, video, live streams, DeFi gaming. All you want is there. A stablecoin that you can use also to sustain your game. So, for example, we stake there about $1,000, and then the interest that we get every month from that, we give it back to our players, for example. So it's a way to sustain the game without having to always sell stuff to players. It's been around for 7 years. I'm not sure if Krim mentioned this. So first, there's a legacy chain that we forked off, but it's been around for 7 years. There's been a hostile takeover. That's how the chain war was created, and there's also a movie that just came out about it. So it's pretty cool. It's also energy efficiency, same as Wax, since it uses decentralized proof of stake. It doesn't use a proof of work. And another cool thing is that you build your game on a social platform, a social blockchain. So you can also blog about it. So you blog about what you're building, and you can get also some extra rewards for that you can use to sustain the game. It's all unique. That's one of the main reasons because I love it. Then let's take a step back and let me explain a little bit what we do, who we are. There's some topics that I can talk about, or feel free to ask questions, and I can divert any time towards one of those. Let's start from who we are. We've been around for over 2 years now. We started building in October 2021. We have 10 people in the core team with the developers, designers, 3D artists, illustrators. We have for people managing our community and for partner streamers. What I like one of the things I like the most about our game, first of all, many play-to-earn games out there are more clickers, more idle. So I like how dynamic our game is. The gameplay is much better compared to some of the old initial games that were on the chain. Also, I think one of our strong point, one of our strengths is our art. We have a strong team of designers that are very talented, and they always put out some amazing art. It's a shame that it gets so small in NFTs. When you create a GIF, it has to be 7.
Heyo, I think we're all getting booted or something. Oh. There it goes. Hello. We're getting some issues here. We're getting some issues. Well, right now I can't hear anything. I'm refreshing. Whoops. So my bars right now are not bad. Am I really low in the Twitch right now?
In a warehouse, the second level in a cargo spaceship, and third one on Mars. And a few months ago, we also launched the alpha of the PvP version of our game. At the moment, it's only available in the third level of the game. This gives you an idea, and soon we're going to also launch the other 2 maps for PvP. First, we want to integrate the spaceships, the lands that allow you to travel between the different game levels, like same thing that we did on Mars. Let's talk a bit about community, what we're doing there in our, basically most of our updates, if you want to follow us, are on Twitter. Unfortunately, we still use some Web2 stuff because we have good following there. But yeah, as much as we can, we also post blogs on our Pict, on our HIVE blog on Pict. So that's cryptoshots.nft. But the main of our community, would say it's at the moment it's on Discord, and it's also because we have a few activities going on there. We have people, as interact with other players, can automatically win some of our NFTs that increase a little bit the rewards in the game. Plus, we also have a mining, like a mini game, a mining bot that we launched back in November 2021. So it's been around for 2 years, and it has been used since it launched back then for 2 years. It has been put in the HIVE blockchain, so it's powered by HIVE. That's the very first thing we used for this project, the first blockchain before we launched on Wax. Plus, you can also get some ammo interacting with our funny Technopoly bot. We launched earlier this year a ChatGPT tipping bot that supports both HIVE and Wax tokens. We slowed down a little bit development on that to focus on the game, but soon we're gonna resume again adding more and more features because it gives them use cases to our token, so it helps us sustain the token and NFTs in the game. Plus, every weekend we try to engage with the community. We have some poker tournaments where you can win our NFTs. We have some smart card games where you can play against each other with NFTs. But most of all, what we like to do the most are our tournaments. We have four PvP tournaments every weekend. Here in the bottom right corner, you can see we also have an integration with Discord. So our affiliated streamers can start a tournament and they can, every time they finish a match, the stats of all the players are posted on our Discord real time. Every time a match is completed for the streamer. And when the tournament ends, then tells who got the best kill death ratio, the most kills, and the most wins for all the matches. And based on that, the players win some of our NFTs. This is the calendar, the monthly stuff.
Get the first place.
Okay. The monthly events, you can see it's mostly events for our tokens, like how we burn it every couple of weeks. But my focus is I want to be on the weekly events. Here, if you want to join one of our tournaments, it's free. You can just use a guest username, and if you perform well, you can win some of the NFTs. Or also, if you feel like you're not a good player, but you just want to join, you can still win prizes thanks to the raffle that we do automatically every time the bot completes a tournament. I want to say some words about the sustainability of our game and how we think that play-to-earn games should work, and how HIVE as well, in particular, can help games become sustainable. So we came up with tons of try to add use cases to our token over and over. So we have about 12 for one of our token and 4 for the second tokens of ours. But it's always hard to for people to just not extract and dump them. So how can a game be sustainable and try to make it so that users value the tokens NFTs of the game, and it's not just poor extraction because it's not sustainable. So we came up with a few ideas. So, as you know, one of the main use cases are that you can use our token in our marketplace. You can get some yield by staking it. You can use it to start scholarships to play our game. You can use it for spaceship to travel between different levels of the game. You can use it to purchase ammo, life, or oxygen when you're not at time. You can use it as a registration fee for our mini game in Discord, and also to unlock some features of our ChatGPT tipping bot. It's never enough. So the idea now is also to we're going to launch a ranked inventory where based on your game experience and how much you stake of our token, you'll be able to unlock the purchasing of some of the items in our inventory for a fixed price in our token. And also, we're going to introduce some maintenance fees because it doesn't make sense that you purchase a $5 starter kit and then you can extract forever. So there's going to be to make it more sustainable, there's going to be some maintenance fees. But the cool thing is that on HIVE, I've been working on a couple other projects for a few years. It's been 5 years for Mark Nazario and a little bit less for Keys Defender. These are projects on HIVE. The first one is a curation bot. Basically, it promotes users that post quality content on the blockchain, and at all-time high, it was worth it had about $80,000 of HIVE in it, so it has a lot of voting power. So by voting users, it also, as Grim said, there's a 50-50 split between the people that got voted and the person that votes. What happens with these funds now, how we make the game more sustainable, is that the funds that we get from this bot now end up into the reward pool for our shooter. So when you play our PvP tournaments, where is the money coming from? That's one. So there's a bit of funds coming from a high inflation. Plus, in Carina, as I mentioned, our ChatGPT tipping bot, we want to add more and more features. Like someone may be familiar with the Gina bot on HIVE. That's kind of the idea, but we want to be able to do many things, like interacting both with the HIVE blockchain and also with the HIVE sidechain HIVE engine. Plus, I also have another project called Keys Defender that helps secure the network, because people sometimes accidentally leaks their keys, or some malicious actor try to post to do malicious things on the chain, and that bot helps with that. The idea is that it's going to be integrated into Carina on Discord, and there's going to be basically in both services. People are going to be able to use our token to unlock some additional features or some subscription with the higher benefits. It's not all. As I mentioned, the curation bot is currently what's sustaining the game, but we also have other ways. For example, we already integrated Hive engine rewards, meaning that any project on Hive can decide to, if it's valid, if you say, okay, people will probably care about you sponsoring the game, they can put up some other token, and it gets automatically issued to player every time they win. It's already integrated. Plus, also, we just launched a witness for crypto shots. So it's basically we are quotes mining Hive. We are a witness. We are producing blocks, and we're going to announce that 90% of the earnings from this witness are going to go back to the players, back to the PvP reward pool, and that's where players will get compensated from. Because that's a common issue. Like most play-to-earn project fails because they either are Ponzi that don't realize it, but at the end of the day they're Ponzi, or they just rely on your users as X liquidity. They always try to sell them stuff, and that doesn't work well when liquidity contracts global liquidity. So, for example, when you have bear markets. So this would be, for transparency, this would be where the money would be coming from. There's going to be more high rewards going to our PvP pools, and is it sustainable? Well, it depends how many players we get. Then at a certain point, when there are too many players, then we'll also add a requirement that you need to stake a certain amount of our token in order to be able to play. That way, it's going to be sustainable for our token, for our NFTs. We also have other 3 ways to sustain the rewards pool that are work in progress. One is a yield token on Hive that will allow any project on Hive to transform their token into a yield token and even a governance token. That's the idea. We also have some, we already planned an on-chain advertisement system that use on Hive to integrate into different systems. And this is what I like the most. I want, if you're familiar with our past on Wax, we sold some spaceships as land, so people were able to buy parts of these spaceships. And now we want to give, first of all, put them out also on Hive, and we want people that own a spaceship part to be able to vote on which token to accept for travel. So when people need to travel between different levels, they will have a different option. They will be able to pay with our token, or they can choose a token from one of their favorite communities, because the owners of the spaceships decided we want this token listed at this price. So spaceship owners can compete on which token to list and what price in order to gain players. And the idea is that 50% of those tokens used for travels will be burned. So projects will be interested in getting listed in our spaceships. Then we were thinking 10% goes to spaceship owners, 10% to us, and the remaining 30% goes into the reward pool. So as people play, depending on which level they want to play, because it's rewarded with a different token for a different project, they try to get to the level and try to earn that token. So I think this is pretty cool and makes the game more sustainable. That's what we had in mind. Regarding the game, our focus is still to make it cross-platform. As you know, for now, we can only play in the browser. It has its advantages, of course. You don't have the loader. You need to download some sketchy file from a website you never heard before. So in this case, you can just play directly from the browser. Some games are 20 gigabytes to download. This one instead, you need to load it just 70 megabytes cached in your browser and load it incrementally as you progress into the game. But we also, being browser-based, we also have plans. We already built some prototype to port these on mobile browsers and also on VR browsers. We already have work in there, but we need to do quite a bit of more work to have it ready for launch. We also already built a front end to put our 3D models in augmented reality, so be able to see it in the real world and interact with them. And we're thinking also doing desktop version of the game. That's down the line, integrating with other system, and there's a secret platform that we're not going to announce until we actually start working on. Regarding the roadmap for PvE version of the game, we recently launched openable loots. So now it's a bit more fun, I believe. You go around the levels and you can find ammo, you can find shields, you can find life recharge It's pretty cool. You can also find passes, so you find passes in the loots, in the boxes, and then you can open them to open certain areas of the maps in the following levels. That's already live. What's coming next is also that people will be able to grind these resources and sell them in a batch. So, for example, if they grind the game and collect 50 keys, then they can sell them as NFT. Someone can decide, okay, I want to get those. I don't want to spend 2 hours playing. I just get the batch of keys so that it's easier for me to complete the game. We also want to launch time survival mode. It's already in progress. Priority is always shift, so we start working on it, then you park it, and then you work on other things. But basically, players the goal of the players won't be to kill all the enemies anymore. It will be to survive for 10 minutes. So yeah, it's going to be fun. PvP roadmap, as you know, we launched the rewards integration. So every time players win a match, they earn some of our token at any time of the play. If they win, and if they play at least 4 minutes, and if their KDR was at least 1, during tournaments instead, they also automatically earn for every win a HIVE, that, as I mentioned, come from the reward pool with the different ways of refilling it, and also sponsor tokens. When someone sponsors one of our tournaments, they also receive a fraction of the sponsor tokens. We also launched 3 game modes, Team Deathmatch, Capture the Flag, and Free for All, and more going to come in the future. But what we are focusing now, what's coming next, is the full NFT integration, because for now only the PvP pass is limited and allows you to earn the rewards. You can play anytime without a pass, but you won't earn rewards with it. Instead, with the full integration of NFTs characters as in PvE will give you more playing time, weapons, then there's going to be weapon skins and spaceships integrated into the game. It's not going to be pay to win though. We want it to remain skill based. And yeah, the reward system will be tweaked a bit to be more sustainable. Okay, I think we are short of time, so I just want to say a couple of words on the major tournament. It will take place in 1 hour. There are $228 in HIVE up for grabs for players. It starts at 10 p.m. UTC. Yeah, that's in 1 hour. It's free to join, so you can simply navigate to cryptoshots.com and go to our game. You can choose PvP and join any room in the USW region. You're automatically in. You can log in as a guest, and if you do so, just post a screenshot in our Discord so that we know that's your username, so we can send you the prizes. And if you instead log in with a HIVE or Wax account, you need a PvP pass because of the automatic rewards that you get when you use a HIVE or Wax account. There's going to be about 15 streamers from Mazer Gaming that they're hosting this game. Yeah, they were on quite Telegraph, so they're a big deal. And we tripled the rewards. So every time you win a match, you win 3 HIVE instead of 1, just during this tournament. So we canceled the other tournaments for this weekend, really doing this one with triple rewards. And the best performers of the game are going to win $100 in a HIVE, 50, 30, 20. 50, 30, and 20. That's how they're going to split based on best KDR, most kills, and most wins. There are also some NFT prizes. For example, some of the Halloween skins. There is a flash sale going on until Monday, by the way, if you want. There are only 10 items for each of these skins, so they're pretty rare. And some of the other NFTs that they're giving away in this tournament are Korean Cyber Girls, starter packs, shields, and so on. Keep an eye also on our poker tournament and Smash Cards tournaments. Keep an eye on the NFTOPIA account. There's going to be some tweets about it.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah. So if you want to actually see the gameplay happening, 1 hour out on the patio, there's a tournament. So you didn't go through any gameplay here, but it's like first-person shooter, graphics, 3D, all that. You went through a lot of technical stuff here, a lot of good info. If it piqued anybody's interest and you want to know more, just hit Sniper up. He'll hook you up. And yeah, we appreciate you doing this. Yeah, we should switch. We have events for the rest of the evening, including that tournament. So that's awesome. And thank you all for joining in here. By the way, we had that giveaway end. So the common pin winners are c.ecu.wham and 4mdrq.wham. Congrats. Any other or Sniper, sorry to like cut you up real quick, but if you had any
you're
last words from you, Sniper, or anybody else. People on my Twitch said that my volume is low. Let me just. Am I low in here or am I normal in here?
I hear you well, yeah.
Oh, you're normal. You're perfectly clear.
I don't know why in my Twitch it would be different. I can turn it up on my box, but then it'll be up everywhere. Yeah, they're saying it's low on Twitch. Well, I'm gonna stop streaming anyway right now. Next, I'm gonna be back on the Consumer Break Twitch. Not right away. I'm gonna take a little break, and we're gonna set all these events up. And I'll be around on Consumer Break, but not specifically on any certain event. Maybe so. We'll see. There's also other streamers. There's the Online Inn that's going on now. There's the Martian that has his event right now. There's Marklar, who has his poker tournament streaming right now. I'm going to find out who else is streaming, and we're going to put those links at the top of the website, all right? The NFTOPIA website. So then and also right here inside here, at the top of that banner there, above navigation, you're going to see the buttons to watch streams. And it's up to you, you know. They're all doing their own thing, so if you want to hit up multiple tabs and keep tabs on what they're doing, join giveaways, whatever. And if you're at home and you're not in here, you'll be able to at least watch those streams and what's going on. But there's 3 event areas happening, so it's not like the AMAs we just did. So that's what's happening next. I really appreciate everybody for coming in. You're welcome to go anywhere in the whole place. Choose an event place, choose booths, chat, hangouts, whatever. And we thank you for being here.
Yep. So, if you guys want to teleport, you can click on that go to button at the top in the middle, and then you can teleport
anywhere.
Yeah.
Any booth in any area, so you don't have to spend time walking over. Also, at the top left, you have that list of attendees here. You see everybody, right? You can even search them. And then if you want to go to a specific person, there's a button right next to the thing says go to user, and you'll teleport right to them. So nice and easy to gather together and have some. That's what we want. We want some social happening here. Let's see some socializing. But without further ado, I'm going to raid over to the Martian that is over in presentation area 3 across the way. And I'll be back on Consumer Break before long, but I'm going to set up events. Creators, if anybody's listening and you have a project, I encourage you to go to presentation area 1 for a creator meetup. And we're just going to do a meet and greet and talk about our stuff and network. Share tips, share marketing tips, whatever. That's what it's about. Darusik asked a question to Waffles Kitty. When did you get involved with the Wax Fam?
November
that's a trivia
2021.
All right.
You can get the answer also on the wax highlight of
the
me.
Wax highlight. There's a tweet that has a highlight of Waffles Kitty. That's right. Yeah, so if you haven't looked at the activities, they're over there at the top of the ramp, and there is a trivia form to fill out some questions. There's swag giveaways, there's drops, and then the achievement badges. If anyone has questions on those, holler, but the instructions are up there. And I'm going to go and take care of some stuff. But yeah, and y'all could hang out here too. It's all good. Hang out wherever you want. But I'm going to turn off this screen here. I mean, unless you wanted to game until your tournament, but don't need to.
I need to set up the streamers. They need a Hive account.
And for anyone that wants to know more, feel free to ask questions in the chat. I am around to help out.
Yeah,
Sniper.
Mickvir. You can also hit a private chat if you don't want to make it all public. If you want to really dig in, ask anything. Ask anything CryptoShots related, probably Hive related too. I'm sure you guys know stuff too. You can go to in the chat up there. It says private. Go to private. And then you can choose anybody in here to do a DM, or
Yes,
go into the
around.
Discord or Twitter or whatever. Yeah. All right, sounds good. So for the folks on the Twitch, I'm just gonna go send you now. All right. And then I'm going to do a little break and get things set up. And at some point, I'll be back on with Consumer Break. But the online end is also on, I think. And then Martian ACK is doing his event. So that is where we're going. And he's doing marble races. Go over there and get some wins.
Have fun exploring, guys.
Yeah, explore, look at booths if you want. You know, I did a little rundown this morning, but if you weren't here, the slideshows are on their links, so it's one image per booth, but you click on it, go to their link, and there's a page there that has more. It has the slides of video links, so you can do that for any booth, and then you got your achievement activities you can do as well, or just find people to talk to, or go to one of the event areas and watch and talk there. That's what's up. And for the folks on the Twitch, we'll see you. It's been fun. I've been on here for 6 hours. We had 5 AMAs. It was fun.
Send some emotes. Thank you, Breakman. You are a beast.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. And we'll send you on forward. And if anyone is not in the place, come on and join. Give it a shot. bit.ly/NFTOPIA Lite. You can try it on mobile as well. You need a newer device to do that, but you can try, or desktop, or keep watching the Twitches. And we'll see you there. It's been fun. It's been real. I'm Breakman. I'm really with the Martian ACK who's doing weekly marble races. Let's raid!